Yeah, for sure. Like you said, there's always something that happens in your life. There can be a death in the family, death of a parent, can be loss of a job. There's so many things that happen, and disclosure is important. Uh,
And I would
the,
also say try not to take other people's reactions personally, right?
yeah,
Like again, I've been in scenarios where I mentioned it and it was like a certain reaction, and what I had to learn was that cancer can trigger a lot of things within other people, right?
hmm
And people's triggers are not for me to be responsible for, right?
exactly.
So
Yeah,
don't, even if there's a less than ideal reaction to someone that you're dating, try not to internalize it, right? Try not to let that eat up at your own kind of self-confidence, right?
yeah,
I know
yeah,
that can be sometimes be really hard, but it is the big C is not a light topic, and you don't really know what their relationship is with it, and sometimes it can cause just like it can equate to just interesting behavior, interesting reactions.
yeah, yeah. I mean, you might never hear from the person again, to be honest, right?
Yeah.
Or or they might be still kind of around, but withdrawn. Like everyone, especially around my age, and like not especially around my age, like not everyone's been through that themselves, or it's been maybe a grandparent that has had cancer and has passed away. Like, some things have happened, but a lot of people our age just don't, they won't understand because there hasn't been, for a majority, I'm going to assume, there hasn't been much going on. Now, I can say that because I haven't been in contact with a lot of people just because different life views now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, I think those are all really great considerations, and I can definitely appreciate that you haven't had as much experience going through things like
Yeah.
traumas, capital T traumas, right?
Yeah.
We're not as equipped to know how to deal with things, right? But again, I really want to stress to Narosa to try not to take things personally,
Yeah.
right? Being diagnosed with cancer has its way of maturing us very quickly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very quickly. And sometimes, when you're interacting with someone that might be at a similar age to you that has not experienced something like this, you can feel a bit of a difference, right? Like a disconnect.
Yeah. And you know what? I was just thinking too, don't feel behind
Hmm.
because this is an opportunity for you to possibly work on yourself, and then you
Mm-hmm.
start attracting the right people to you. Don't feel like this is putting you back at all. Get to know yourself and
Mm-hmm.
possibly become better than who you were.
Yeah. I can feel in her writing that she's just sitting there and like observing the rest of her friends just like move on with their lives, right? Like
Yeah.
thriving in their friendships, dating, having so much fun. I can imagine that it might be contributing to her feeling kind of left behind. But maybe you're just graduating into a different league. I don't know, like a different kind of chapter,
Yeah.
right?
Quite
And
possibly.
with that can come some grief, right?
Hmm.
Because your relationships might be changing with people in your lives, including your friends. I know it might not be easy to feel all the time, but be excited, get inquisitive of who this new version of Narosa is, right?
Yeah.
Don't feel like it's a deficit of you not feeling like you can relate to your friends, but maybe there's an additional perspective that you gained, right? Not necessarily
Yes.
a deficit, but what have you gained that sure might be amounting to you not being able to relate to other people, but who are these other creatures that you can now relate to,
Mm. Yeah. That's great.
right?
Practicing the
Yeah,
empathy once again, huh?
exactly.